So in 2022, the San Diego Padres won 89 games with a 5th seed in the postseason. They made it all the way to the NLCS, where they would lose to the Philadelphia Phillies. But before that, they'd beat 200-plus win teams in the Mets in the Wild Card Series and the Dodgers in the NLDS. And through all this, we saw this team really come together. But what's next? So in November, the San Diego Padres would re-sign Nick Martinez for a 3-year, $26 million contract. Nick Martinez came in clutch a lot of times this season. He was a big part of the San Diego Padres team. He was a guy that could pitch for 5 innings, start a game. He could close a game. He could come in for relief. This guy was a sincere staple and really just helped this team out. When pitchers went down with injuries, he was there. He was healthy the entire season. This guy was the difference maker. And on top of that, they also re-signed another big piece in Robert Suarez, a 5-year, $46 million contract. He came in clutch a lot, especially versus the Dodgers in the playoffs. Unbelievable. He got through so many jams versus the Dodgers. And he started off on a bad note, walk off on opening day to set Fear versus the Diamondbacks. But other than that, he was solid the entire season, and this was a well-made, worth contract. And in December, they got David Dahl for a minor league contract, and this was the big one. They signed Xander Bogaerts for 11 years, $280 million. Xander Bogaerts speaks for himself. He's a 2-time World Series champion, and overall, he's one of the most consistent guys in the game of baseball. He's consistently hitting 300. He fixed his defense a little bit. He has some leadership. Maybe it helps the Padres get over the hump and maybe win a World Series either in 2023 or 2024 or in the upcoming seasons. Obviously, they went after Trey Turner and Aaron Judge, but at least they got their guy in Xander Bogaerts. They also would sign Matt Carpenter, the DH role, maybe play first. I'm not really sure about that. Matt Carpenter getting the deal with the Padres, I just don't know. I feel like it's such an iffy deal. He was hot with the Yankees and then he cooled off, he got injured, and he just went back to normal form. And Padres also got a catcher in Pedro Severino. I think this is a sneaky signing. I think Pedro Severino, you have nothing to lose. You may as well just try. And it's a cheap contract. They also would sign Seth Lugo to a 2-year, $15 million contract. Seth Lugo, I guess we're going to use him as a starter. I'm not really sure how that's going to pan out. And in January, the Padres would sign Brent Honeywell, a former top prospect for the Rays. He then went to the Athletics, and now he's on the Padres. And then this was a really weird signing. The Padres signed Adam Engel. I don't really understand this. Why would we get a guy like Adam Engel? Is Adam Engel, is he a signing that is foreshadowing anything? Is this signing foreshadowing maybe a future trade? Maybe for a right-handed starting pitcher? Maybe for, another outfielder? Maybe another bat? I'm not sure. But maybe this signing, foreshadows anything. And just a recent, the Padres were signed Nelson Cruz to a 1-year, $1 million contract. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know about the Nelson Cruz signing. He hit 240 last year. I guess he could be a difference maker in the clubhouse, especially for Tatis. Maybe, give some veteran leadership in the clubhouse. I'm not really sure how that works. Maybe show the young guys how it's done. Nelson Cruz, I feel like we don't really have anything to lose with him, but I just feel like it's an iffy signing. Also, Jurickson Profar, he's still technically a free agent. He's been around the other Padre guys in the organization. Tatis, I think Profar is going to re-sign. I'm pretty sure. He's just waiting for a contract that he likes. He should re-sign. He's a key piece to this team. He's a utility man. He is needed for this team if we're going to be successful. And, so the Padres need a starter. They really could use a right-handed pitching. You guys may not like this, but Trevor Bauer just got DFA'd from the Dodgers. You can get him for $720,000, and he's on your team. I understand, this is such an iffy type of signing, but you know what? You need pitching. It's always an option out there. Another thing I'm not really too high about, maybe the Padres trade for Brian Reynolds. They could use a center fielder. Trent Grisham, I'm pretty sure they're going to give up on him. sooner or later. But if they don't go with Brian Reynolds, because I know the Pirates are asking for a high price, maybe they try to get Corbin Burns or something from the Brewers, because the Brewers don't really feel like, I don't feel like the Brewers are going anywhere. I feel like they're a rebuilding team, and they're just trying to get whatever they can get. So also, I forgot to mention this, so Shohei Ohtani's also in the mix for the Padres next offseason. Maybe he could be, like the guy we give a lot of money to. I'm not really sure about it, but all I know is that the Padres will be all in for Shohei Ohtani. Maybe we give him $500 million. It's going to be the Dodgers and Padres going for Ohtani. Honestly, I'm not too high about him. I'm going to be honest. I get he's a great player. He's a really good player, but at some point he's got to fall off. There's no way that he can consistently do this forever and ever and ever. And plus, we got to give money to Soto and Machado, which I'll be talking about next. But I just wanted to point that out before y'all flame me in the comments for not talking about Shohei. I wasn't in the recording before. I apologize. And the final thing I want to talk about is extensions. So Juan Soto, Blake Snell, and Josh Hader would be crucial extensions, right? Obviously, Juan Soto, we have Soto this season and next season. So after the 2024 season, he will officially become a free agent unless we extend him. Josh Hader and Blake Snell will become free agents after this season. So I think it would be really crucial and important if we were to re-sign and extend those guys right now. Maybe get Hader for a 3-4 year deal. You know how good Hader is. You know how good Snell is. He's figured it out, man. 2021, he didn't have the best first half, but since that August in 2021, he's been dominant. He's had some bad starts here and there, but he's a really good pitcher, and they should really think about getting contract negotiations with those two guys and Juan Soto. All right, Juan Soto, we all know he wants a mega $1 million contract. He's gonna get 10 plus years, $400 million. It's gonna be insane. Another thing we should all keep in mind is Manny Machado can also opt out after the 2023 season. I know he has a 10-year, $300 million contract, but after 5 years, he's able to opt out, and after next season, it would have already been his 5th year in San Diego. That is pretty crazy. Between him and Juan Soto, you gotta extend one of the two. Which one do you extend? It kind of dwindles between both of those guys. I don't know. I feel like Juan Soto would be more of an important signing, but it is also important to get your guy, Manny Machado, back. He's a staple. He's always healthy. He puts the team on his back, especially last season in the first half. He was carrying this Padres offense. Manny Machado is a staple and is really a big key piece to this team. It's going to be tough after next season, but that's just something we should also keep in mind, is that he can opt out after next year, which is most likely going to happen. I do not see the Padres letting him walk. I am 1,000% sure they will re-sign him. If they want to pay him, he's going to stay. Deal done. And so after all that, I want you guys to let me know how far you think the Padres will make it in 2023. If they're going to win the whole thing, win the World Series this season. Maybe they don't make playoffs. Maybe they make it to the NLCS. I want to know your guys' predictions in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.